And first, we are going to talk about the pastel of micro of East Timor. And our team member have Yuan Ming Chen, Shi You Chen, Yichu Liao, and Xiaoyang Zhou. And there have 6 points that we are going to talk about. First is political, economic, social culture, legal, technology, and environmental.
We are going to talk about political of East Timor. The situation is generally stable. The government has stressed administrative, judicial, and police work, committed to advancing economic reconstruction and social development. The government consists of the Prime Minister, and Secretaries of State. The Prime Minister is the head of government, nominated by a party that received the most votes in the parliamentary election. The president is Tory Martin Rock. The president is elected directly by all the people for a term of 5 years. The legal of East Timor is labor law, employability of foreigners. The working hour shall not exceed 8 hours per day. Overtime pay is 50% higher than the normal hourly rate. The Chinese workers in East Timor are mainly small commodity wholesales and retailers from Fujian, provides and some accredited construction workers are intended to at least 24 hours of paid rest a week. The deduction of any sum from the laborers' remuneration shall be approved in writing by the labor. The minimum work age shall be 15 years old, and minus age between 13 to 15 years old may engage in light work. For the foreigner business investment law, is the government welcome foreigner direct investment, committed to expand the investment activity of private enterprise. The government allows the use of general partnership, limited partnership, limited liability companies, or joint stock companies. Foreigner company may register local branch. Foreigner may serve under brand of director of domestic companies, but the brand of director of the company must have a personal live in the East Timor. Immigration law and prevent investment law protect investor right to hire foreigner worker. Investment activity at home and abroad are encouraged, and the law is completed equal to international events.
And now I'm going to talk about the culture in East Timor. First is ethnic. In East Timor, there have East Timorese, indigenous, Indonesian, and Chinese. When 2016, it is 1.268 million people, and 78% is East Timorese, indigenous. 20% is Indonesian, and 2% is Chinese. And for the religion of East Timor, Roman Catholic account for 91.4% of the population of the country. They also have other religion, 2.6% of Protestant Christian, 1.7% of Muslim, 0.3% of Hinduism, and 0.1% of Buddhism. So the most important religion is Roman Catholics. And for the language that the people in East Timor, their official language is Tatum and Portuguese. The working languages that they use are Indonesian and English, but normally they are using Tatum. And the national protected animal is crocodile. Crocodiles are worshipped as totems and cannot be hunted.
So now I'm going to talk about economic analysis. So for economic condition, East Timor have a low level of human development. The population of unemployed is 20%, and in 2001, East Timor GDP grew by 18%. It increased to $387 million. The main economic sector relied on agricultural industry, foreign investment, and international organization to improve the local consumption. And for the industry sector and resource, East Timor's the cultivated land area is 230,000 hectares. It accounts for 71.4%, and it increased to 26% in GDP. And there are 44 oil field has been discovered so far. It received about 187 million tons, and for the natural gas, it received about $700 billion. By the end of 2016, the East oil has been found accumulated accumulated $50.8 billion. So, according to the research by World Bank report, show that East Timor will invest $10 billion in infrastructure over the next 20 years. The government of East Timor will plan to stimulate private economic growth and promoting the development of the oil and the gas economy, with the Great Land as the principle of the national development. East Timor will be transformed from the low-income country into the upper medium-income country by 2013. It will be create more job opportunity, reduce the poverty to improve the quality of residents' life. Next, I'm going to talk about technical analysis. First of all, internet usage and telecommunication access. East Timor as the poorest country in Asia. It over 40% population is illiterate and unemployed. East Timor Telecom is responsible for rebuilding and voice infrastructure and provides internet connectivity. As the research showed that in 2004, the government had estimated about 1,000 computers, and only 70 were connected to the internet until March of 2010. Timor Telecom launched 3G mobile internet service that use 2100 MHz in Dili. And next, for the digital communication, the number of internet subscriber is quite low in East Timor, and the East Timor Telecom had provided 6,681 mobile connection and 59 and 25 seats of voice, and they provide 4,456 fixed line telephone connection as in the end of 2011. It was nothing that more than 1,000 of these fixed line are used for internet connection. They are mainly used for government, corporate, and office in Dili. So for the popularity of 4G market and the fiber optic network will be the trade in East Timor. In 2017, the East Timor Telecom, Telkomel, and the Telenor as the three mobile operator has been launched 4G service. It will be continuously to spirit to more and more market on next few years. On the other hand, fiber optic network operation will be supported to drive stronger growth in the year ahead. The market is expected to grow strongly over the next 5 years to 2023, but overall market penetration will remain very low compared to other countries. So finally, for education of ICT, there is only one or two upper education establishment in state. It only supplies the course and in engineering and data management and different ITC subjects in this country. So education for ICT are going to be the serious threat in East Timor.
I will talk about the environment of East Timor. The macro of the environment is renewable energy development. The first is East Timor's renewable energy electrification program includes also analysis of wind, solar, and hydraulic resources. The second is table and site assessment will carried out for each renewable energy source in order to assess its potential and develop carry responding analysis, finalize projects, and prepare feasibility studies. Based on the determination of power generation projects, the data grid is designed to integrate and identify renewable projects, and plant species. And also renewable energy is clean energy and can avoid environmental problems associated with traditional sources of pollution, especially in reducing greenhouse gas emissions. Agriculture activity in East Timor could also benefit from increased use of renewable energy. and increase the production of crops. Therefore, there is a chance that deforestation can be minimized, bringing much needed protection to animal and plant species.
And now I'm going to talk about 5 investment risk and opportunities. First, investment risk is purchasing power risk. For the society with a capital society and a prosperous economic inflation is significant, and money to buy goods or business will gradually decrease. When people deposit cash into banks to collect interest, they will worry about rising price and currency depreciations. Because of the risk, people have to invest in stocks, real estate, or our investment strategies to maintain the purchasing power of their money. And the second is financial risk. When buying a stock, the company's performance is poor. Dividends are reduced and stock's price are falling. This is financial risk. Because of this risk, some people deposit funds into banks and charge interest to reduce financial risk.
And the third one is interest rate risk. When the East Timor government buying bonds, their price will be affected by local bank deposit interest. When the interest on bank deposit rate rises, investor will deposit funds into the bank and the bond's price will be fall down. And the next is market risk. According to East Timor, market prices are often fluctuate. The market prices are always change every day, so the fluctuation of market price is affected by economic factor, and also it influenced by physiological factor, and the political factor also influence it. So the last one is event risk. Event risk is flexible, like in East Timor between 2014 and 2015. Macro floor are created some security incidents in places like Dili and Boko, which is had the negative impact on community safe, and it will be cause event risk to affect investment.
I have 5 opportunities. The first one is agriculture. East Timor's agriculture infrastructure is seriously backward. Agriculture tools are aging, irrigation systems are increased, and agriculture medicalization can be invited in. In addition, East Timor relies on food imports, and Chinese companies can consider expanding agriculture products to East Timor. The second one is about transportation. The roads in East Timor are in poor condition. Most of them are abandoned or in disrepair due to the turmoil of the past way and have a low safety factory. There are no highway or railway in the country. It is extremely inconvenient to travel from the capital to all part of the country and lack a complete transportation system. The second one is about the oil. East Timor has a large mountain of oil resource. Offshore, China may consent alleviated its assent to East Timor oil development to already begin. Be normalization by Australia. China may also concert oil trade with East Timor to diversify its oil import. Next opportunity is tourism. East Timor is a typical tropical island with the mountains, lakes, and beaches, which can attract a large of number of tourists. However, sporting facilities for tourism are seriously inadequate, except for some hotels in the capital, and tourism resources are yet to be developed. The last opportunity of East Timor is service. Services are another important component of East Timor's economy, with the most service concentrated in Dili. After 2000, trade, catering, hotels, and other industries serving international instructions have developed rapidly. Nearly 40% of East Timor's workforce is in the service sector.
The second part, we are going to talk about the interview with an international business professional. The background of the individual and the company. In our interview, the international business professional name is Ai Chen, and her position is Assistant of Logistics and Supply Chain Manager. And she worked in company Chilindo.
Now I'm going to talk about main question and answers from interview. First, what are the benefits of diversity for a company? The answers: increase the creativity. People from different countries have different culture, so they will give many different ideas and different way to thinking. Second, what are the challenges of diversity for a company? And the answer is sometimes difficult to manage because people have different experience. It will benefit, but also it is a disadvantages, because when people have too much thinking and combine it together, it will be complaint. Thirdly, what positive experience have you had with diversity? The answer is when face the problem, people have different mind and they will provide very good answers, but also they can figure out one of the best solution very fast. Fourth, what are the strategy do you use when dealing with people from a cultural background different than yours? The answer is, first try to understand what they mean, and this is the very important things. And after that, try to communicate with this person.
There are some 5 lessons we learned from the interview. The first one is respect the different culture when you work with foreigner people. The second one is try to listen different opinion from different people. The third one is try to respect culture diversity. The fourth one is culture diversity or expand country's economy and communication. The last one is try to learn about different culture advanced.